All right, going live now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. This is episode 38 of a show I thought would last 10 episodes. So, if you're new here, if this is your first time watching, I hope you subscribe. I hope you go back and check out some of those old episodes. Most of them are pretty good. And if you've been here for a while, if you've been watching these, thank you for supporting it. If people weren't watching this, I would have given up. I would have stopped doing this. But I'm having so much fun. So happy to be here. So happy for my guests tonight. I'm just gonna bring them in. Joining me tonight are Jere Pilapil, Jeremy Wagner, Scott Sandler, and Steph Lampkins. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Let's talk to the first-time guest first. Steph Lampkins is here. I'm so happy. I don't know too much about you. I'll say that. Do you watch movies? A lot of people don't.
I do. The last 10, 15 years are kind of a blank spot, but early 2000s through the 90s into the 80s, that's my zone.
The VHS.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see if that works out for you tonight.
Did I just tell you what not to call?
Absolutely. What shouldn't I do? Also on the show tonight, he's telling me he's a first-time guest. I swear I've had him on the show. He play tested this game back before it was a YouTube show. Jere Pilapil is here. Hey, Jere.
Hello. I definitely play tested it to my memory. I have not been on the show, but I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. Now, you are a big movie guy. I'm not...
Indeed, yeah. I am one half of the show that is called The Film Simps. We're currently on hiatus, but I am still writing a lot about movies on filmsimps.com. So I'm keeping busy with that and watching a lot of random shit.
What's something real random that you've watched recently?
I watched Solo, or 120 Days of Sodom.
Oh no! Why would you do that to yourself?
I was like, because there's this Abel Ferrara movie that's about the making of it. It's a fictionalized take on that director's life leading up to making up the movie. So I wanted to see it for the context of that, and then I realized that 5 of my to do or to watch movies from Criterion Collection shit that I bought is movies from Italy from between 1969 and 1975 that are all comparing fascism to individual kind of violences. So I was like, let's do that. And now my brain is broken. So that's where I'm at.
Well, you did something I'll never do. Also returning to the show tonight after a run of a few shows, I'm so happy to have him back. Scott Sandler's on the show. Hey, Scott.
This is my first since my run of 3, and the last one was a TV episode. So
that's true, and I'm not mistaken. You did well on that, right? I don't know if you.
I finished. Well, I finished in the positives on all 3 shows because I try to not let myself go sink too hard.
Well, I have faith you're gonna continue that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
That oh man is coming from a guy who continues to be the furthest away from the show. Jeremy Wagner is here. Hey, Jeremy.
Wow. The loser of the group.
I did not say the loser of the group. I mean, the only loss for you is that you're playing this tomorrow in the morning. It is.
I've already got all the answers. That's true.
I love having you on the show. I think it's crazy that you keep coming on in these morning shows. You wake up and do this. I couldn't, and
That's how
it's
you
my
get
show.
fans. That's how you get fans.
Well, I'm so
I don't know.
excited. Thank you all again. Here's how the show works. If you're new to it, I've gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I have pulled parental warnings from a bunch of movies. These warnings are written by anonymous weirdos. I still don't know who they are. I don't know why they do what they do. I am dying to speak to somebody who has written some of these. I keep putting it out there. Still nobody's reached out. What's going to happen tonight is I'm going to read these warnings. My friends here are going to try to guess what movie I'm warning you about. I can't speak. Why am I hosting a show?
You can preposition anyone you want.
Well, unless anybody has anything else they want to add, I think we should just jump right into this show. Jere, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Would you like a movie from 1998, 2008, or 2013?
1998, let's do.
1998. All right. First movie of the night from 1998. For 5 points, under the category of violence and gore, Not for Anyone disgusted by gore. Not for Anyone disgusted by gore. All right. For 4 points, under the category of sex and nudity, in the beginning of the movie, there's a fairly lengthy club scene with lots of random people kissing and scantily clad people. Scott has buzzed in. Anybody else? Jeremy has also buzzed in. Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. What do you think?
Blade.
Blade.
Scott, you also think Blade? Off to a great start tonight. This movie is Blade.
All right. That's probably the only one I'm going to get right tonight.
After the first clue, I thought H2O, but needed that second clue.
That is true. That's another. Yeah, H2O. That was 78. So yeah, 4 points to Jeremy, 4 points to Scott. For fun, the other clues in Blade, under frightening and intense scenes, some moments are disturbing and intense, such as the sacrifice plus skeleton scene and the head/body explosion scenes. Under frightening and intense scenes, known for being one of the most violent superhero movies of all time. And under violence and gore, the vampires are killed all the time in various ways, and they explode or melt when they die. They are mostly shot, stabbed with stakes, and slashed with swords, usually with lots of blood. Jeremy, it's up to you.
If you would have put the third and the fourth, I would have never got that.
I think the violence and gore goes first because it's always described vaguely enough that's why it's the 5 point.
Yeah, I try to get it so that they're guessable but difficult. Jeremy, let's see if this one works out for you. Would you like a movie from 1986, 2010, or 2020?
2010.
2010. All right, this movie from 2010. For 5 points under profanity, 150 uses of fuck are interlaced with nearly 30 uses of shit and a bevy of other crudities, ranging from ass and dick to damn and hell. Jesus and God are each used about 10 times. 3 uses of cocksucker. Obscene gestures are made. All right, for 4 points. Wait, no, Jeremy has a guess. What do you think?
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh, everybody's buzzing in now. Steph, what do you think?
I was going to say Wolf of Wall Street.
Scott, what do you think?
You know what?
All right, Jere, what do you think?
Django Unchained.
It is not Django Unchained. It's also not Wolf of Wall Street, and it's not Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
But great guesses all around.
I think Jere was closest on release year, but the other two just were not.
All right, for 4 points, under frightening and intense scenes, the film is essentially about a family and the problems that plague them. A few verbal fights ensue. All right, for 3 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a man tries to make a little money by drug dealing, specifically crack, but it all goes wrong. For 2 points, under sex and nudity, extensive topless male nudity throughout the film. Sporting context given the nature of the movie. Everybody seems, oh no, we got some hands going up. Jeremy, what do you think?
Magic Mike.
Jere, what do you think?
The Fighter.
Scott, what do you think?
The Fighter.
This movie is not Magic Mike. It is, however, The Fighter. A movie that I am in the background for, but you don't see me.
Awesome.
The thing I assume about every movie, actually.
Until it can be proven otherwise, I'm in every movie.
Why you get to host the show?
That's my shoe right there.
But yeah, they shot that movie like a mile from where I grew up. So that's just a fun bit of trivia about me. You can add that to my IMDb.
TV credits, movie credits.
Final clue in that, under violence and gore, much of the violence takes place in the boxing ring. We see the main character get pummeled repeatedly on several occasions, and he beats up quite a few opponents as well. The fights involve intense punches with realistic sound and imagery. These fights only induce cuts on the boxers. Sometimes these are quite bloody. Scott, you've got a pretty commanding lead right now at 6. Jeremy in second with 2. Jere at 1. Steph at -1.
Oh,
Still,
all right.
Plenty of
I'm
time.
surprised he already knocked him. I'm kind of surprised Jeremy already knocked himself down twice.
I started out good, I know.
Scott, would you like a movie from 1987, 2000, or 2018?
2000.
2000.
Uh-oh. This is my prime.
This movie from 2000, for 5 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a teen girl reveals that her parents will be, quote, pouring themselves into bed around dawn, implying that they will be drinking all night. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a teen girl is shown naked from the back up, standing in front of a crowd. This is in a dream sequence, and she's clearly embarrassed by it. For 3 points under violence and gore, a teen girl falls and injures herself while performing a stunt. The fall itself is not seen, but a loud thud is heard, and she is loaded onto an ambulance from a stretcher. Okay, for 2 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, in one of their cheering chants, a team sings, quote, "We cheer and we lead, we act like we're on speed." Scott has buzzed in. Jere has buzzed in. All right. Jere, I'll start with you. What do you think?
Bring It On.
Scott, what do you
Bring
think?
It On.
This movie is Bring It On.
I probably could have gotten it sooner, but I wasn't hearing
There-
it well, honestly.
There were a few cheerleading movies right around that time.
Bring It On
nervous.
2?
It's Sugar and Spice. That's the name of it. That's the one I really enjoy. It's a bunch of cheerleaders become bank robbers. And one of them has a crush on Conan O'Brien. That's just another fun fact. Scott, you've extended your lead at 8, Jere at 3, Jeremy at 2, Steph at -1. But Steph, it is your turn to pick. Would you like a movie from 1974, 1998, or 2013?
98.
98. All right, this movie from 1998 for 5 points under sex and nudity. The titled character makes a male masturbation hand gesture to silently mock on one of the other male characters.
Can you repeat that?
Yep. The titled character makes a male masturbation hand gesture to silently mock on one of the other male characters.
And what year was this from again?
1998. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a doll is being undressed. Only her back and part of her buttocks are briefly seen. Jere has buzzed in. Scott has buzzed in. Jeremy, Steph, nothing? All right, Scott, I'll start with you. What do you think?
Deuce Bigelow?
Jere, what do you think?
This Bride of Chucky.
It is not Deuce Bigelow. It is, however, Bride of Chucky.
All right.
Yeah, that.
Being obsessed with Child's Play is really paying off this year.
Child's Play is. I mean, I haven't really become probably that obsessed, but it's one of my. It's one of the horror franchises that I consider that like I've really become a big fan of, because I wasn't into horror until my late, like I didn't start watching horror movies until I was in my late teens. So
That's a fun one to watch at the beginning. I still got to see the TV show. I keep hearing good things about
The TV show's good, and the last 2 movies have been fantastic.
I really enjoyed the last 2. I think Curse more than Cult, but they're both good.
Yeah.
All right.
has there really been a bad installment? I mean, maybe 3, but
3.
3 is definitely the worst one. Yeah.
3 is like half a movie. Jere, you are now tied with Scott in first place with 7. Jeremy at 2, Steph at -1. Jere, back up to you. Would you like a movie from 1964, 1978, or 2009?
Let's try 1964.
1964. All right, let's attack one of these older ones. This movie from 1964, for 5 points under sex and nudity, there is no sex or nudity. There is a barely hinted romance between old friends, but nothing more. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, some children and others may find the voice and laughter of the uncle to be creepy and frightening. For 3 points under violence and gore, in 1 point, a penguin slaps another penguin just for laughs. I think Scott has it. Does anybody else want to buzz in? Scott, what do you think this movie is?
Mary Poppins.
Of course, this movie is Mary Poppins.
I mean,
So
honestly,
few
it was
penguin movies from the 60s.
Yeah.
I was thinking Mary Poppins basically from the beginning, because how many movies from 1964 do you know?
Exactly. That's a hint of this game. If you're on right now or you play in the future, there are so few older movies that you know. So it's probably one of them. Scott, you have extended your lead to 10. Everybody else remains the same. Jeremy, would you like a movie from 1995, 2013, or 2015?
95.
95. All right, this movie from 1995, for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, there are some scenes of graphic violence throughout the film. A particularly intense moment is when the main character takes down a criminal by twisting his limbs. Scott has buzzed in. Anybody else? Scott, what movie do you think this is?
7.
It is not 7. All right, for 4 points under violence and gore, the most violent the film gets is seeing a cyborg get ripped apart. Steph has buzzed in. Anybody else? Steph, what do you think this is?
The Terminator 2?
Scott, what do you think this is? Oh, hand down?
Yeah,
It is not Terminator 2.
that was 91 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few years too late.
All right, for 3 points under sex and nudity, a female character's pubic region is shown, but what is seen is not detailed. It's more like a doll. Okay, for 2 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, 2 main characters openly drink cans of beer, even though they are robots. They briefly discuss how their cybernetic bodies burn off alcohol faster than it can take effect.
I feel like this is gonna kill. Like this is gonna hurt when it's.
We still have nothing. All right, down to the final clue for 1 point. Under profanity, much less profanity in the Japanese version. Scott has buzzed in. Anybody else? Jere has buzzed in.
I'll go with you.
All right. Jere, what do you think this movie is?
Ghost in the Shell?
Scott, what do you think?
Ghost in the Shell.
This movie is Ghost in the Shell. the original, and not the live action that we're.
Well,
gonna
of course, that was
ignore.
22 years later.
All right, Scott, you remain in the lead with 10. Jere, you're up to 8. 2 for Jeremy, -2 for Steph.
Wait, wasn't I already at 10? Oh, no.
Yep,
'Cause
you
I
guessed
got-
wrong, and then you
I-
got
yeah,
1.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you evened out.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, it's up to you now. Would you like a movie from 1987, 1999, or 2009?
2009.
All right, this movie from 2009. For 5 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the main character is in a bar with many others' drinks. He accidentally consumes a lot of alcohol, and there is a 30 to 45-second scene of his drunken exploits.
Sorry, what year was this?
2009.
2009.
2009.
All right, for 4 points, under frightening and intense scenes, a man pulls out a gun and holds a group of people hostage throughout most of the movie. Scott has buzzed in again. Anybody else? Scott, what do you think this movie is?
Cowboys and Aliens.
It is not Cowboys and Aliens. All right, for 3 points, under frightening and intense scenes, it's a family movie. That's it. It is a family movie. Frightening and intense scenes.
You got to hang out with your family for 2 hours.
Okay, for 2 points, under violence and gore.
It wasn't the sex and nudity.
Under violence and gore, a security guard beats up several criminals. Still nothing. All right. Down to the 1-point clue under violence and gore. A man sees a figure riding on a mall scooter thing and shoots it repeatedly. It turns out to be a mannequin. Scott has buzzed in. Steph has buzzed in. Jeremy has buzzed in. Jerry, you don't have anything?
I don't have anything for this one.
All right. Jeremy, what do you think?
Paul Blart Mall Cart, Mall Cop.
Steph, what do you think?
Paul Blart.
And Scott?
Paul Blart Mall Cop or Paul Blart Mall Cart.
This is Mall Bart Mall Clop.
Should have guessed.
I think that's well. There was maybe another movie I seen where they were riding segways, but that's about it.
Yeah, there was the other mall security guard movie.
You
that
know
came
what?
up
What
with
threw me
this
off
year.
was that you said it was a family movie, and I had observe and report in my head
Uh-huh.
the whole time, and I forgot that. Yeah, that's what Pablo Cart is.
Pablo Cart.
is a family movie, right?
In fact, it was back when Rogan was clean shaven, but still heavy.
Scott, you evened out again, so you're still at 10, but still in the lead. Jer, you're still in second with 8. Jeremy, you've moved up to 3. Steph, you've moved up to -1.
All right.
All right, and Steph, on to you. Would you like a movie from 1970, 1988, or 2015?
88.
88. This movie from 1988 for 5 points under sex and nudity. 2 characters start selling ice creams to, quote, get some girls.
That's a good way.
Girls love ice cream. All right, for 4 points under frightening and intense scenes. The villains themselves, although comical in appearance, look very creepy and grotesque. All right, for 3 points, under frightening and intense scenes, a character uses a man's dead body as a ventriloquist dummy, as he says very creepy and threatening messages. In contrast with the majority of the movie, this scene is quite dark and could catch many viewers off guard. Scott has buzzed in. Anybody else? Scott, what do you think this movie is?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, that's a fun guess. It's not
That's
Weekend
what I
at
was going to
Bernie's.
say as well. When you said the puppet, but I don't think so.
Right, for 2 points under violence and gore. In the film's most iconic scene, one of the aliens sucker punches a biker gang leader's head off. The head flies through the air and falls into a trash can. Although we see the neck gore and some blood, the scene is meant to be cartoonish and funny. All right, Jeremy has buzzed in. Anybody else? Jeremy, what do you think?
The Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Scott, you were a little late on that one. This is the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. All right. Final clue in that under violence and gore. The clowns use ray guns that cocoon their victims in cotton candy. Inside the cocoon, their bodies are converted into a bloody milkshake-like substance. The clowns then drink from the cocoons with crazy straws. Scott, you still remain in the lead with 9. Jere at 8. Jeremy catching up with 5. Steph at -1. That's fine. The low score in this game is -13. You're not going to get there.
So, don't worry.
We've got one more go around. We got 4 movies left, one for each of you. Jere, would you like a movie from 1996, 2001, or 2017?
2017.
2017. This movie from 2017 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. One scene features a man close to drowning.
What year is the movie from? I mean, what?
2017.
Yeah.
All right, for 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. A man takes a cyanide pill to prevent himself from being captured and interrogated. A close-up on his face shows foaming at the mouth. For 3 points under violence and gore. Various war and battle sequences featuring hand-to-hand combat, guns, bows and arrows, grenades, spears, sword fighting, and gas explosions. Scott has buzzed in. Nobody else? All right, Scott, what do you think
I'm
this is?
risking my lead here, but is it Warcraft?
It is not Warcraft.
Oh.
But bold, and I appreciate that.
That was.
All right, for 2 points under sex and nudity, the main character's panties can be seen under her skirt when she fights people. Scott has buzzed in again, trying to reclaim his lead. Anybody else? All right, Scott, what do you think now?
Tomb Raider?
It is also not Tomb Raider.
Oh.
All right, final clue. Oh. Steph, a little late on that one. I will.
Okay. Sorry.
Read the 1 point clue and
Okay.
hopefully you can get it. For 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, despite the lighter tone in comparison to other films from the DCEU, the film has a surprisingly extremely mature and down-to-earth portrayal of war violence, which actually paints warfare in a completely negative light by showcasing the horrors of war in vivid detail. All of this is pretty intense and might be a little too much for some viewers to handle. Jere and Scott have buzzed in. Steph, you also have buzzed in. I'm glad. Jeremy, you got nothing?
I
All
mean, I
right.
have some ideas.
They really narrowed it down though. So
Steph,
Yeah.
what do you think this is?
I'm glad I waited. You have me wait because my previous guess was going to be Atomic Blonde, but this is Wonder
Atomic
Woman.
Blonde for the DCEU confirmed.
Jere, what do you think?
I was also gonna say Wonder Woman.
Scott?
Wonder Woman. The only other DCEU film that year was Justice League.
She's in Justice League. But
Oh,
this
yes,
is her
but-
movie. This is Wonder
Yeah.
Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I got interested to see it now that I hear that there's panties in it.
Panties and cyanide pills.
When you said cyanide pill, wasn't the shape of water? Didn't that have something to do with Germans or something like World
Yes.
War II?
Yes,
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think
what
so.
I was going with that. That's
All
the only
right.
movie
Well,
I've seen. I didn't see this Wonder Woman.
Jere, you have overtaken the lead at 9. Scott, you're at 8. You're still close. Jeremy, also close at 5. Steph,
I'm
you are
above.
out of the negatives and on to 0 points.
Hey.
3 movies to go. Jeremy, would you like a movie from 1931, 1998, or 2006?
98. Or let's go 2006.
All right, let's go 2006. This movie from 2006, for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, barren farm fields are depicted. Vast unemployment occurs. People are protesting the situation. For 4 points under sex and nudity, there is a long scene wherein an audience is watching a movie comprised solely of a shot of a man's behind, naked buttocks. Fart sounds are heard.
Sounds like I would have seen this before.
For 3 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, everybody consumes a sports drink as frequently as water is consumed in reality. Steph has buzzed in. Scott has buzzed in. Jeremy, nothing?
No.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
All right. You are guessing, Jeremy?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay. What do you think?
Idiocracy.
Scott, what do you think?
Idiocracy.
Steph?
Idiocracy.
Jeremy, you got to be glad you buzzed in. This is Idiocracy.
Nice.
Because your body needs electrolytes.
And I have the lead back.
And plants need electrolytes.
Final clues in that under frightening and intense scenes, domiciles are equipped with large overstuffed chairs with built-in toilets. Over-large TV screens overwhelm living rooms. Program choices are not uplifting. There is a violence channel. And
Ow,
under
my
violence and
balls.
gore, one recurring male character is constantly kicked or otherwise impacted by a hard object in the groin. This is supposed to be funny to the morons of the future.
I still laugh. I'm laughing right now, just thinking, ow, my balls.
It's still anybody's game. Scott, you've reclaimed the lead at 11. Jere, you're at 9. Jeremy, you're at 8. Steph can still catch up at 3. We got 2 movies left. Scott, would you like a movie from 1989, 2000, or 2018?
Choose wisely.
2018.
2018. All right. On to the penultimate movie, 2018, for 5 points. Under violence and gore, melee fighting takes place with various kinds of weapons, some resulting in violent and deathly injuries. Blood is shown in some, but only very brief. There are deathly injuries in this movie.
What year was this again?
2018.
2018. Okay.
All right, for 4 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, possible analogies and references to the trading and selling of drugs, as in spice. For 3 points, under violence and gore, a character rips a guard's arms off screen, and you only see them severed for a brief moment. The sound effect is the worst part.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yep. A character rips a guard's arms off screen, and you only see them severed for a brief moment. The sound effect is the worst part. Okay, for 2 points, under frightening and intense scenes, scary octopus-like creature in the Kessel Run scene. Jere has buzzed in. Scott has buzzed in. Jeremy, Steph, nothing?
No.
Scott has removed his...
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to stay out.
All right. Jere, you're the only one in. What do you think?
Solo Star Wars movie.
Oh, Scott, you're back in. What do you think?
Aquaman.
Yep.
It is not Aquaman.
Oh, glad I'm out.
It is Solo, a Star Wars story.
Whoa.
With the famous Kessel Run that he does in under 10 parsecs.
Mm-hmm.
Because
and I just watched it again.
We're wondering what that was like. Also, I love that movie because we finally find out where Han Solo got his famous pair of dice that we all love so much. Also, they explain his... I have a lot to say about this movie. They explain his name in the movie.
Mm-hmm. It's a line of sight gag.
Yeah, he goes to like the space Ellis Island. He's like, my name is Han. Well, what's your last name? He says, what? Your family. Oh, I don't have family. All right. Han Solo.
As opposed to Hans Alone.
Yeah. I was just hoping for Han no family. I've taken enough of your time. We're on to the final movie. It's a real battle. Jere at 11, Scott at 10, Jeremy at 8, Steph at 3. Steph, you do get to pick the final movie.
Okay.
Would you like a movie from 1968, 1997, or 2001?
2001.
All right. Final movie of the night, 2001. For 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, the last 20 minutes of the movie or so are bizarre and quite haunting. The ending will stick with you for a bit after watching. Scott has buzzed in. He's back out. All right, we will move on to profanity. 4 points. A teen boy and his sister throw insults back and forth at each other. He calls her a, quote, fuck ass, and his sister tells him to, quote, suck a fuck. He asks, quote, how exactly does one suck a fuck? Steph is the only one who has buzzed in. Oh, Jere is going to give it a try. Anybody else? Jeremy, Scott, nothing? Scott's also going to guess. You got it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Everybody's in. Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. What do you think?
Jurassic Park.
Scott, what do you think?
13 Ghosts.
Jere, what do you think?
This is Donnie Darko.
Steph, what do you think?
Donnie Darko.
I'm going with.
Do they say suck a fuck in Jurassic Park?
Yeah, the dinosaurs do.
This is like, I don't know.
This movie is Donnie Darko.
Damn it.
Okay. Well, I was
I
confused.
shouldn't have gone against what they were saying.
Final clues on that.
I heard it in my head when you said it. I was like, I've heard that before, but I don't know what it.
Under sex and nudity, a teen boy and his friends talk about the Smurfs engaging in an orgy in explicit details, played for comedy. Under frightening and intense scenes, when the jet engine crashes into the main character's room, it happens out of nowhere and is very loud. It's a pretty effective jump scare. And under frightening and intense scenes, the bunny is very scary looking. His mask has a very demonic, almost bug-like appearance, and his tendency to come out of nowhere can be intense. His voice also sounds creepy. That was Donnie Darko. This was Inappropriate Movie Database. Our final scores for the night. Jeremy and Steph tied in third place with 7 points each. Scott in second with 9, and our winner tonight, Jere, with 15.
Whoa. Double digits.
That's one of the higher scores in a while.
Match is mine. Well, my highest.
What was your highest?
15 from game 1.
Oh, you were also 15. I have no concept of time. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for playing. Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words, Jeremy, I'll start with you.
Thanks.
Perfect. Steph.
I'm around the Boston area. You can see me at Mike's around there. I don't have anything booked currently, but should soon.
Sweet. Scott.
My Twitter is @the_Nick_Fan_Club. My Instagram is ScottSandler94. I'm a contributor. What's on Paramount Plus at P Plus News and ParamountPlusNews.blogspot.com. My most recent podcast appearance is on Podcast Without a Cool Acronym, covering the Little Mermaid series episode, The Beast Within. And I've got I've made numerous appearances on The Emperor's New Podcast this year, which is about the Emperor's New Groove franchise, mostly episodes about the TV series The Emperor's New School, or at least the ones I've been on. Yeah. And I've got three episodes of Realm of Immersion coming up. They were supposed to be for Halloween, but stuff got in the way. But yeah, I'll be on those. And yeah.
Did that Rugrats podcast drop yet?
No, not yet.
No.
Sorry.
That's fine. I loved the name of that podcast.
Yeah, it's because I lost control of my life. Which is,
All right, thank you. And finally, our winner, Jere.
You can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd at Swingdingling, all one word, of course. And I'm also on filmsimps.com. And you can look for the Film Simps on Twitch. We're on hiatus right now, but hopefully we will roar back soon enough. If not, I'll fucking go back into stand-up. I swear to
God. Amazing. Once more, thank you to Jere Pilapil, Jeremy Wagner, Steph Lampkins, and Scott Sandler. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me everywhere at Blundering Idiom. You can find the show on Facebook. Search Inappropriate Movie Database. There's a group there. It's fun. It's where I promote it. And I mostly book off of there. So if you're watching this show and you want to be a part of it, I want you on. Even if you've done it already, I miss you. Go to that group and sign up. We got a few episodes coming up with some spaces, and we're going for 50. I want 50 by the end of 2021. Also, you can reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter. If you rightfully hate Mark Zuckerberg and have nothing to do with Facebook. You're right, I'm weak. Please reach out. You'll have fun. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do whatever YouTubers tell you to do. And I hope I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
I'll be on the one after. Or is it two? There is a two after. But yeah.
All right. We